Good afternoon, everyone. I, Shreya Singh, welcome you all to this enthralling workshop on science filmmaking, which will be conducted by Mr. Nimish Kapoor, a versatile personality, a science communicator, writer, film curator, television programmer, and a team builder. Mr. Kapoor is working at Vigyan Prasar, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India for last 15 years. At present, as scientist, he is heading the Science Films Division, Publications Division and India Science via Vigyan Samachar, Science News and Feature Service. He is a certified Google News Initiative trainer on fact verification, associated as member of decision-making bodies of Public Health Film Society, UK, UNICEF, Doordarshan, CIET, NCERT, CEMCA, MHRD, CHD, CMS Vatavaran, NCMS, and guest faculty of science communication with various universities, recipients of numerous awards in science communication. CIFFI 2020 is world's first 7-day hybrid film festival organized by DME Media School, one of the top media schools in the country. Delhi Metropolitan Education is extremely pleased to have this association with the prestigious Deakin University, Melbourne, Australia. Mr. Tigmanshu Dhulia, National Award winner, film director from Bollywood, is the festival ambassador for CIFFI 2020. We are extremely thankful for his constant support. While DME Media School focuses on the growth of the faculty and the students through academic and co-curricular activities, Deakin University imparts award-winning courses with innovative tech teaching methodologies. DME is an emerging educational institute located in Noida, and Deakin University is one of the biggest public universities of Australia located in Melbourne. CIFFI is being organized on a hybrid mode to serve as a useful platform for looking towards new ways of working and how to navigate through challenging times. Today, we will be screening 13 following films, which are Lollipop, Act Normal, Silence of the Ganges, Astitv, I Heard She Was Crazy, Leave, Phantasm, Her Name Was Grace, Infinite Light, Folktale, Genie and Aka, Wahan Kaun Hai Tera, Before the Light Goes Off. For all the new updates, don't forget to follow us on our social media handles, which are CIFFI Awards on Instagram and Twitter and CIFFI on Facebook. All the links are being mentioned in the chat box. Please go check them out. You can watch all the films on our website, ciffi.dme.ac.in. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. Amrish Saxena, Festival Director and Dean DME Media School, to kindly give the opening remarks.
Thank you, Shreya. It's a pleasant afternoon, though the days are chilly, but then the momentum and the heat which is there in the film festival is on. Today is the fourth day, and in the morning we had a 2.5 hour session from the media educators and the filmmakers from Melbourne, from Deakin University. And we talked about the work that the media educators, that the media teachers are doing. And we compare this aspect with Indian universities, then obviously this is something which is unfamiliar in the sense that there the teachers are also producing, they are also making the films, not only teaching in the class so that they can showcase, they can give some kind of some inspiration to the student. That is how the films are made. So this is one takeaway which I took from the morning session, and I thought it should be shared with the students and with the media teachers, so that we are collaborative in all such kind of efforts wherein we are making the films for the betterment of the society, to give something to the society. And there are different different aspects of filmmaking, different areas of filmmaking, wherein content-wise particularly, wherein we need to communicate to the people, whether it's about the children filmmaking. We had a very good discussion yesterday on children filmmaking, wherein we have to cater to the children, we have to cater to women. So all such things have to be kept in mind, and accordingly, we thought, since Vigyan Prasar is one of our partners, the very close partner, was there in ICANN also, in the international conference also, and in the first edition of CIFFI in 2019 also Vigyan Prasad was with us. And there is a need which each one of us understand. There is a need to spread information among the people about science, and this has further necessitated, following this COVID-19 has struck. So there is a need to communicate all science related things to the people. And it's not the question of science, because science is part of everybody's life. And during this COVID-19, everybody has understood by now that we need to know something about the virus, and we need to know how to take precautions. We need to take this aspect, what all we need to do to save ourselves from the virus. This is all science, in fact, and this is to be communicated. And there can be no better way of communication than the visual medium through films. So Nimish Kapoorji is one such person who is working in this area. And Vigyan Prasar organizes every year two major film festivals. One is the National Science Film Festival, and another is the International Science Film Festival. And DME was associated with that as well. And only on 22nd of this month, 21st, we are closing our function, this festival. And on 22nd, Nimishji is starting with his International Science Film Festival. So we are really obliged to Nimish Kapoorji to accept our invitation, despite so much hard press for so many things. And the kind of organizing the film pressure, I can understand, because I am also in the same boat. But still, he is here to take this session with the students on science filmmaking. So I request Nimish Kapoorji to take it forward. Shreya, you are still to say something, then you take over and then hand it over to Nimishji.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Here, I request Professor Dr. Susmita Bala, Head DME Media School, to please address the viewers.
Hello, thank you, Shreya. Uh, Not much to say. Start with the Nimisar session. Thank you, Nimisar, to join and address the gathering. This was already late, I think. So I can thanks to all of you.
Thank you, madam.
Yes.
And namaskar to Amrish ji, Susmita ji, and all faculty members, all my fellow speakers, my dear students. Today I'm here, and I'm delighted to be here as a part of this prestigious Cinesta Festival. And as Ankar told that I am a science communicator, science filmmaker. So I would love to share some of my experience through slides about how and why to make science film. And first of all, I would like to tell we have to change the perception of science and technology. Actually, we celebrate cricket match. We appreciate Bollywood films and all, but we forget to know the technology, the tools, the science and technology behind the cinema and behind the a TV screen which we are watching through any in today's this platform and this but today we'll talk about how to make a film on popular science, how to connect science to the masses through our audiovisual media. So I'll share my slides. Is it okay? Is it visible to all?
Yeah, it's visible.
There is some problem to make it full screen. I don't know. Just let me try once.
It's not happened.
Just a minute. Yeah. Now this is full screen and clearly, I think, visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
So this is all about science filmmaking and why we have to do this science communication. Actually, to bridge the gap between science and society with infotainment, including scientific temper. Science in lab, basically, what our scientists are doing in labs. Actually, they are doing research and they are explaining why and how of anything. But when we filmmakers or communicators reach to lab to explain the beauty of science, to connect scientific development to our masses through films, we have to explain these 7 Ws and 1H, and this is all about of any communication, including science filmmaking or science communication. And we have to understand of any subject. If you are making a film on development issue, on historical perspective, or anything, you need to understand your subject well with these 7 Ws and 1H. And it is also true with science and development aspect, technology, health issues, environmental issues. And these are what, why, where, when, who, which, to whom, and how. And how is very important, because any film you are making on some new informative theme, some new research, some new discovery, maybe COVID vaccine and some other medical efforts about some various tests and all, medical tests and all, you have to explain how. So first, you have to read carefully all the research papers, journals, reports to, you know, make all the information with you and to make understand better your subject. And this is the step one you have to follow if you want to be a filmmaker or a successful communicator. You must know your subject well with these 7 Ws and 1H. There is some problem in my. So why science communication? And now I'll tell you about the basic difference which we must know about the scientist and journalist or filmmaker. Basic difference is expect next article to be published, scientist 18 months or 2 years, but journalists or filmmakers have lesser time, and you have to produce your article, your film, your production in lesser period, maybe few hours, few days, few weeks. A area of expertise. Suppose you are communicating, you have to write a script, then you have to write really, fast. You have your deadlines of your communication, right? You are preparing your story for prime time. Today, 9 p.m., you have to submit your story around 6 or 7 p.m. For broadcast or telecast. But area of expertise of a scientist is role of P32 protein in suppression of expression of X, this and this in lymphoma cells. This is not your area of expertise, but you no need to worry. You have to understand what scientists, they are doing and what kind of expertise they have. And idea of an interesting article for you, for as filmmaker, as journalist, as reporter, scientists find leukemia gene is your child at risk, question mark. But what is the idea of an interesting article about cancer for a scientist? Knockout mice lacking P32 develop 94% higher rate of minimally differentiate acute myeloblastic leukemia, but P32 and X, this and this double knockout only have a 34% elevated rate. This is the language of a research paper. No need to worry. Read, read and understand. Discuss about this language to your fellow scientists and make your script well to your audience. You have to do that in any, you have to do this for your newspaper article, for your script, for television or radio, for your any media, including documentary or short film. You have to learn the scientific research language and learn the art of writing a scripting for your film or whatever program you are making. These are the three cultures we have to deal as filmmaker, as journalist, or as communicator. What are these three cultures? One culture is our scientists or researchers who create the technology, who are making, researching, developing COVID vaccine, right? Drugs, they are developing new technologies, new innovations, and all. They are doing research, discovery, innovations, right, through their studies. Second culture is media, your culture, mass communication culture, documentary culture, filmmakers culture. And third culture is your audience, public, lay audience, layman, consumers. So these three cultures you have to deal and you have to interact as filmmaker or journalist. So you must be idea about these cultures. And difference in approach. What is difference in approach? In a scientific research paper, scientists give background of the subject first, then supporting details, methodology, and so on, and results or conclusion. But in your mass communication, in your science film, in your science documentary, in your radio program or broadcast, you have to catch the attention of your audience through the result, what scientists have done. They made the vaccine. Wow, how? Then you can explain, so what will be the next step and how scientists did this things in their lab and so on. And what are the supporting details, lab conditions and clinical trials, approvals, and so on. But you have to catch your audience attraction first in your film, in your science documentary or short film. But in a scientific research paper, scientist has audience of fellow scientists of his or her research paper. He has nothing to do with filmmakers or layman in his or her research paper. So you have to understand this approach. Science communication to address societal issues toward informed decision making, because when you communicate science through your films, you communicate some new information, new things to develop scientific temperament, to change their attitude, their capacity building, to make them understand new things better with information, and they can change their decision making with your information, and it will be informed decision making. To communicate the fact that father is responsible for the birth of male or female child, then why female feticide, why mothers are being killed, to fight the superstitions and religious rituals. Few years back, one team of scientists conducted a survey on this point number 2. Father or mother is responsible for the birth of male or female child, and 20 more than 25% respondents were not aware with the fact. that father is responsible for the birth of male or female child. So this is all about factual audiovisual presentation through your films, and you please when you will read, you will increase your knowledge level. Then you'll came to know variety of themes and variety of things to cover in your documentary. Lot of things like mobile phone, your healthy diet, uh, vaccination, or your immunization, why it is important for any child. What is global warming, what and how about genetically modified crop, and what are the different versions of our politicians, our filmmakers, media community, our and farmers, and what scientists are doing in GM crop, and why so much controversies in these things. What are the new researches in Indian labs, new technologies, innovation? Because our scientists, any development they are doing with the cost of public money. You are paying income tax, and your income tax money, uh, government are paying to your scientists to do the research for the betterment of human welfare. So answer the important question before communicating science through films. What are the issues and content that need to be communicated? And that you can decide when you will read enough, you know the subject well, then you will decide these are the issues that need to be communicated in your 10 or 20-minute documentary film or short film. Are we trying to give people information, change their attitude, or alter their behavior? You can do that in your audiovisual documentary film or short film. Sorry.
निमिष जी आप ऑडियो हाँ आप ठीक हो
हाँ जी, हाँ जी,
जी जी हो गए.
So now slide is there. So do we want to engage our target groups with two-way communication, or simply inform them of what we are doing so that they passively support or do not resist it? Are our communication goals clear, realistic, and achievable? These are the basic points to be asked before starting your science films, right? And this is very important point. For whom are you writing? This is even more important than the choice of subject. Your target audience. You are making documentary film, layman. You have to consider your layman as standard eighth student, eighth or ninth class student. You have to consider your target audience because they are non-experts, and you are taking information from scientists, experts, and you are communicating through that information in your films to the audience. So you know the target audience. This is first and very, important step. The most challenging part of science communication to convey science and technology messages to the viewer in simple, palatable manner, maintaining scientific tempo and accuracy at the same time. This is another important thing. You have to explain your technical scientific jargons messages in simple, understandable manner, maintaining science, technology, and their messages at the same pace, at the same time. David Attenborough is a well-known filmmaker, wildlife and science filmmaker. He said, elements such as rareness, surprise, everyday experience, simplification help to make the film more relevant and interesting if they support the central idea. So you have to think in your script, what is your central idea? And on this central idea, I'm reading again, a very important point, elements such as rareness, surprise, simplification, little bit sensation, but not too much sensation is required. Everyday experience have to make the film more relevant and interesting if they support the central idea. If you are making a film on plastic pollution, that plastic is harmful, and uh, some keeping hot tea or some curry or some food in plastic is very dangerous, because a lot of polymer reaction and chemical reaction is going on, and ultimately it will harm your body, your system. So you have to make your audience with simplification, explain simply, everyday experience, and element of surprise and rareness. Structure your script well. Know where you are going. Ultimately, what is your objective of making science film or any film? What take-home message should be at the end? And you should set up a human connection and a question that drives your viewers from, beginning to end, rewarded with clues along the way. Research has shown that when it comes to focus, people remember the beginning and the end of something, plus high points in the middle. And in your 10-minute, 20-minute science documentary, you may care about one or two take-home messages, not more than one or two, because it may be overloaded. And when elaborating a message, a writer, filmmaker must be sure to use language that is accessible and attractive to the target audience. Your audience needs simple language, no research language. You have to convert your scientific jargons into simple language, and I'll tell how you can change the language. Keep the message as simple as possible. Avoid jargons, acronyms, and unnecessary details. Put your audience, put him herself in their place and give them what they need. A writer, filmmaker must be prepared to vary the message depending upon the particular target audience. A message must be realistic and focus on behavior or actions that are relevant and they can actually pursue. Catch the viewer. Catch the viewer is another important point, most crucial thing to remember when writing science script for short film or documentaries is that intended reader or viewer is not an expert. Think of viewer as a person with a good all-round education, but with no specialized knowledge and no exceptional passion for the discipline. You have to create the passion in your subject. First, you have to create that passion in yourself. Then that passion must be visible in your documentary. That means viewer have to find your film or script appealing to start watching the film. The next challenge is to maintain their interest until the very end. You have to care your viewer from the beginning and the end. Ask the right question. Until we learn to ask the right question, we will never discover the truth. Question everything. When you are visiting to a doctor, to a scientist, to an expert, specialist, to get the answer of your queries for your script, to enrich your script, right? Then ask as many as question possible. Record as many as footage, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. It will help you to prepare your script well, to communicate your messages, scientific message very well, and ultimate the impression and communication of your through your film will be the perfect. Use science as a myth booster. Atomic power plant as atomic bomb. This is nothing but myth. Irradiated food is harmful as it contains radiation. Another myth. Atomic reactors discharge highly toxic gases. No, only and only water vapors. What you are seeing in that nuclear reactor, only water vapors, hot water vapors, nothing else. Genetically modified crops are dangerous for life and soil. Okay, nuclear waste is harmful, but how it is harmful and how not it is harmful, you have to explain in your film. Pros and cons, both the side of a coin you have to communicate in your film, right? Make it visual. In fact, the picture can say more than 1,000 words and can thereby enhance public interest. Think visually. If you are making a film on agriculture, a new crop, new variety, think visually, camera angle, and you are learning all these things in your courses. Title matters. Amazon rainforest has been described as the lungs of our planet because it provides the essential environmental world service for continuously recycling carbon dioxide into oxygen. More than 20% of the world oxygen is produced in the Amazon rainforest. Lungs of our planet. Beautiful title. This kind of catchy title you have to think on your science film just to catch the attraction of your audience. How to use technical term in science communication? A good term should be unambiguous, self-explanatory, adapted to the language used, precise and not misleading, preferably short. One example, a black hole. Black hole in typical Hindi is Krishna Vivar. Krishna Vivar is a typical tough word and nobody understand Krishna Vivar. And black hole, you can easily use black hole in Hindi or any other language because this is a technical term. And it is a self, you can explain what is black hole, but you please avoid translating these tough technological terms. Then explain the technical words with simple explanations. And this is a technical word is rain shadow. I'm just giving one example to make you understand how to describe this technical word in your script, whether it is documentary script, radio script, or your print article. Rain shadow has a proper definition. Rain shadow is an area of land that lies behind a mountain, which gets almost no rainfall. This side of a mountain area is away from the wind, dry air. The mountains block the passage of rain, producing weather system and cast a shadow of dryness behind them. It is a complete scientific definition. You have to understand the definition and make this definition in simpler words and make it a part of your script, which can easily be communicated through your script. This sonar navigation is another technical term. River dolphins rely on their superb sonar navigation in murky Amazon water to find their way. So this is another example to define how to use technical terms in the script. Sonar is originally an acronym of sound navigation and ranging. Is a technique that uses sound propagation, usually underwater, as in submarine navigation, to navigate, communicate with, or detect object on or under the surface of the water, such as other vessels. And this sonar navigation is just a God gift to a river dolphin, and they rely on their superb sonar navigation to find their way, right? Uh, the time-lapse image of total eclipse shows the sequence of the progress of eclipse. If you are making a film on solar eclipse, you have to define this time-lapse image photography. What is time-lapse image photography? And through this time-lapse image photography of total solar eclipse, these visuals are being presented in your documentary. You have to tell your audience. These are the translation. You have to be careful. You have to avoid the literal translation. You have to please do not translate any technical terminology internationally accepted, and any name of any institute, production house, you please don't translate the name. Any name of Indian, maybe Surya Prakash, no need to translate sunlight, Salt talks resume. No need to translate salt talks. These are not namak vartaएं in Hindi. These are salt talks. Strategic arms limitation talks. Right? सामरिक हथियारों को रोकने के लिए वार्ताएं. It can be translated, but please avoid the title translation. Title must be go on as it is in any language, including Hindi or any other language. 20th Century Fox is a production company, is a film company. No need to translate BC Sadi ki Lomri. No need blind laws. These are laws of nature. Blind is not without eyes. You have to be careful. Nuclear reactor. Reactor is not film actor. It is Sanyantra in Hindi. Chickpea and pigeon pea. Chick is not choosa or chicken, and pigeon is not bird, pigeon or kabutar. This is chana and matar. Be careful while translating these technical terms. Ideas, themes for science documentaries, short films. Research in health sector, you have plenty of visuals, plenty of innovations in health sector, new researches, new drug development, new compound development, variety of things can be demonstrated. Writing for biotechnology, this is biology and technology, genetical engineering, BT brinjal, BT cotton, and so on. A lot of scope making documentary film on biotechnology. Popular writing or filmmaking on environmental issues, plastic pollution, garbage, parali, and all. Health effect on population, how this pollution affect our health, cardiovascular illness and cancer, nausea, skin, and so on. A lot of diseases related to pollution. And today's some Times of India or some other newspapers covered first death in I think in England due to air pollution, 9-year-old girl. So this is again a dangerous indicator. These vultures, death, increased vulture death started with the use of diclofenac in cattle farming. The drug is painkiller and anti-inflammatory medicine used to treat colic in cows. Vultures feeding on the dead body of the cattle or kidney failure, and within 24 hours, vultures die. So this is another example. Film on agriculture technologies. Lots of new researches, new technological development, Internet of Things, and some remote agriculture, remote technologies, and so on. You have to cover these beautiful drip irrigation system and so on in your films very beautifully, and you can communicate lot of information in your films. Films on innovation. This mitti cool fridge, the refrigerator without electricity, made by an illiterate poor farmer, and now he is millionaire Mansukh Bhai Prajapati from Rajkot, Gujarat, multi-million people. This Mansukh Bhai Prajapati, and he made this innovation, this pressure cooker and mud pressure cooker and so on. As knowledge increases, wonder deepens. Please remember. which are more there is again some internet problem. Sorry for that. Is it okay now?
ठीक है निमिष जी.
Right, sir. Yeah, some I don't know why. Some internet
ये
problem.
सब टेक्नोलॉजी जितना बून है उतनी प्रॉब्लम भी है उसके साथ. चलिए ठीक है. फाइन नाउ. I think there are some technical glitches at the end of Nimishji. By the time we can tell all our viewers who are there in this session that this is the second session of the fourth day. We started in the morning with a session from Melbourne, from Deakin University media teachers, and they showcased their work in the morning. And there's a second session which is on. This is on science filmmaking, and this is being taken by Nimish Kapoorji. And I must tell you about the session which will follow. The coming session will be uh, on an important aspect of filmmaking and relationships and all. This session will be taken by Dr. Namrata Joshi. So you should stay back for that session as well. And then tomorrow also we have some very good and then the festival is going to the last day, the valedictory and the award ceremony will happen on 21st in the afternoon. I think, Nimishji, is it working now? Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Am I audible?
Yeah, please take over.
The slides are there. Yeah. So avoid highly technical subject like defense technology, nuclear technology, which are related to national security. You please don't touch for your documentary without permission. And once you have decided the subject, refer books, internet, etc. Interact with experts about your subject. And thrust area, what thrust area you are focusing on the subject. For example, you have organic farming as the subject, but your focus must be on science behind organic farming. You are making a science documentary and you have to learn the basics of organic farming, and you have to communicate what are the scientific part, how this organic farming should be used in the farm, and what is the definition of organic farming, and what are the new practices and new research on organic farming, how scientific are common organic farming practices in manuring and plant production. Some new information, actually. In documentary, your viewers are expecting something new to learn, to know in your documentary. Wow element, it's you want to convey through your film. Are there any common misconceptions about the organic farming? Interact with scientific expert and expert farmers to find out this. Actually, a general misconception is green manure and cow dung is organic farming. No. Yes, it is based on green manure and cow dung, but a limited scientific quantity of urea or other chemicals are also required in organic farming. So what is organic farming? You have to learn carefully before producing a film on organic farming. Point to be highlighted, you have to decide what all point you will highlight around the central theme within the limited time frame to a documentary. List all those points and idea you want to showcase. Planning for a science film, decide as to what all locations, visuals, demonstrations, expert comment, testimonies, graphic presentations are required to convey the message. Pre-visit are required at this point to confirm suitability of locations as well as experts. Always look for experts who are willing to share their ideas in a simple language, and those who are found out something related to subject which is of practical relevance to public. Now it is brainstorming time again. After your preparations, again, start your brainstorming. For example, in through commentary and supporting visual science of organic manure, through visuals, demonstration and expert soundbite, the action of biofertilizers through graphic, etc. Here it is very important that you visualize each in your mind and refine it. Prepare a basic script and a storyboard is a very important point. You are going to prepare a basic script and a storyboard, and this is a first step of success of your documentary film. If you feel that you have not got sufficient subject expertise for preparing a basic script, find out someone who can do this fitting to the framework you have built up in your mind. Based on the script, you can prepare a storyboard. With this storyboard, it will easier for shooting the documentary. And this is true of any documentary including science. The speed of word. You have to notice your speed of word because you have to narrate. Your voiceover will be recorded in your film. The speed of English voiceover is 3 words per second. And the speed of Hindi voiceover is 3 words per 1.25 second. And if you are translating your script from English to Hindi, be careful because your Hindi script will be increased in terms of words or sentences. But in 15-minute documentary, you have the same duration for English as well as Hindi documentary. So be careful while translating English to Hindi or another other language. Script for documentary. Before you begin, research. Your documentary idea, time to start digging, leave no rock left unturned. Create a list based on your research, create a list of potential characters, interviews, basic storyline, area of potential conflict and emotion. Ask yourself, what's at the heart of this story and how do I show that visually? Get a style, decide the look, feel and style of the documentary. Search web videos or watch TV for ideas. Netflix and other web portals can be helpful. Write a shooting script, pre-script, outline what you discovered with your camera. However, writing an outline at the beginning can be invaluable guide to point out in the right direction, especially to be able to look back as a reference when the chaos of the shooting can get you off track. Interviews in a natural way, not too conscious. When people are involved in visual and demonstrations, see that they do it the natural way without being too much conscious that they are in the film or they are facing the camera. Take the interview, record the interview with a cup of coffee, normal chit chat, not a very serious thing. Very oftenly experts, they are very extra careful when facing the camera, some shivering, some fumbling. Be friendly with your experts. Same in the case with sound bites. See what they are not much too formal, deviation from the subject, too much theoretical, self proclamation, or voluble. It should be up to the point, short, simple, and understandable. End of the day, you have to make your audience understand your subject, your planning, what you have demonstrated in your film. Some, visual can express themselves. For example, you are showing visual of an goat grazing on dry hill, feeding on dry grass. It is self-expressive. You need not repeat that goat can bear, scorching sun and feed on dried grass in the commentary. As you know, documentary is visual communication, and visual should convey the idea well to the extent possible. If you are making a radio program, then you have to narrate in your voice that goat can, is eating grass or so on. But in your visual, no need to say that goats are eating grass. 5 Ws and 1H again. Very much focusing on that. After doing basic or first round of editing, analyze whether the story is complete. Here you can use the journalist tool, 5W or 7W and 1H. Who was involved? What happened? Where did it take place? When did it take place? Why did it happen? How did it happen? What we have shot? What are new information? The script is too short, too lengthy, too technical. You have to organize some sneak previews with your friends, with your college student, school student, and collect their feedback to develop your film better, to redesign or rewrite your script well. There is always a scope for improvement. Watch the edited documentary, think about it as director and also a viewer. You are director and viewer both. Go for the second, third, or fourth round of editing. Refine it further till you are satisfied. For jury's point of view, you can send your film number of film festival across the globe, including this festival we are discussing today, and our National Science Film Festival of India and International Science Film Festival of India. Add background music. So I'll not speak much on music and all. You know all these things, but selection of music. You are talking about some new themes, development, or marine science, or computer, IT, robotics. All themes need different, music composition, background music, which must synergize with your theme. What kind of rag or rag bhairavi, or what kind of background is, merging your theme to highlight your, central idea or messages. Complex appears simple. In science documentary film, the most difficult thing to achieve is to make something complex appear simple. One of the amazing thing about documentary is that there is no rule about how a documentary film has to be made. It is an arena of ideas where you can experiment many type of presentation and style. So my last word sentence is please, please, please change your perception on science and technology or health and environment film. Science is not only the subject of lab or scientist or chemistry or physics books. Science is all around us, and we are a piece of science. Our human body or any living, thing in the world is made up of RNA, DNA, protein, and water. So, with these words, thank you very much for your patience and listening me carefully. And I would love to ask any of your question or queries now.
Well, thank you so much, sir. That was definitely an informative session. And I guess we do have one question from one of our students. They want to know that when they make science documentaries or anything based on science, then what are some tips which you want to give them personally, which they should keep in mind while filming one?
I think I have explained everything, every tip, whatever I had. The 7 Ws and 1H, dealing the subject well, read the research papers, understand your subject well, whatever subject. Actually, what happens, our perception is science is a technical thing. How can we make a film on science? It's a very tough, technical jargons full of research words and all. But it is not. You have to read a research paper, talk to experts, some telephone or email or chit chat. Try to understand the subject, the problem, and the solution. And visualize your film in your mind 10 minute, 20 minute, that science, technology, health, or environment documentary. What is your purpose? What is your object of the making of this film? What you are going to do in your 10 minutes, 15 minutes? You can do a lot. You can change public perception of any problem. You can provide the solution, what scientists are doing, how scientists are doing, and your efforts in your, all everything is depend on your research, your knowledge of of the subject. Accordingly, you will develop your script, narration, and storyboard. And treatment also matters. What treatment you are giving? If you are giving a lot of interviews in 10-minute documentary, and you are placing 5 minute, 6 minute lengthy interview of experts, that it may work as carbon dioxide. So you have to make your interviews as oxygen of the film. Keep it short and simple, to the point. It may be 30 seconds, maximum 40 seconds in 10-minute documentary. Maybe repeat it some 2-3 times. 30 seconds here, 40 seconds there, then again 20 seconds, 40 seconds, like that. Not at one go. Some zigzag structure. And think as a filmmaker with any scientific subject. You can give me any theme you want to deal in short film or documentary. Then I can explain how to deal that subject. If you have something in mind, any issue, any sub themes of environment, science, technology, you can discuss, and I'll be happy to give ideas and takeaways of what you have to do with the subject, that subject, particular subject.
Well, sir, I guess your examples were fair enough for the guy to understand the tips.
One thing I
No,
must tell, my last submission is, my dear students, you are from varied background, some commerce, some humanities, history, geography, right? English, Hindi, and all subject you have read, maybe some from science background and all. But in this science communication business, science documentaries, science uh, films and short films, no need that you have to do PhD or MSc in science. And it is, very good that you are a non-science graduate, you are commerce graduate and making science film. You are humanities arts scholar and you are making science technology environment film. Why? Because you will increase the knowledge of that subject first. Because that nutrition or healthy food or healthy diet or medicine or COVID is not your subject. Then you will learn thoroughly and you will explain as a filmmaker in your film. And trust me, we need lot of filmmakers in the years to come. In Vigyan Prasar, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, where I am working, I am happy to share that we started a 24 hours science TV channel, OTT channel, India Science. India Science can be downloaded from Play Store, Google Play Store. And we need a lot of reporters, writers, TV programmers, producers in our channel. And each and every, electronic media channel or newspaper, they are searching science journalists with science, know-how. Not scientist, not BSc or MSc in science, but you need to know about the focus or epicenter of in case of earthquake. You need to know the difference between GSLV and PSLV in case of ISRO. You need to know about the type of satellites, what ISRO is doing 10 years back, 20 years back, and what ISRO is doing right now, what China is doing with their spacecraft or their space, projects with Moon and Mars and everything. So you have to increase these knowledge in these developmental, scientific, technological, health issues, and you can do better in your media house where you will work. Because in media there are some set pattern of politics, sports, budget, in this share market, Bollywood, crime, and after that, what left? These developmental aspect, environment, weather forecasting, astronomy, energy, water, health, mineral, our food, our diseases, COVID, vaccination, lot of new things when you can explore for your TV programs, for your reporting, for your writing. Big canvas is empty where you can color from your brush, from your camera, from your visuals, and send your films, short films, reports, special television reports across the globe, thousands of film festival dealing science, technology, health documentaries. So you please change your perception, and I would love to interact in future if you are planning any film on any subject related to science. And I am near to your college, hardly 1 kilometer away. You are most welcome in my office anytime to discuss further. Thank you.
thank you so much, sir. That was very kind of you. Now, heading the session ahead, I would like to thank Mr. Ritik Ghosh, Mr. Sumantra Sarthi Das, Ms. Manmeet Kaur, Ms. Kritika Sati, Mr. Sachin Nair, Assistant Professors, DME Media School, and the entire digital and creative team for providing the overall digital operations and productions for CIFFI 2020. I would now like to thank our entire team, all faculty members and students who have worked day and night facing all the challenges and obstacles of pandemic to make this festival happen. I want to thank our jury members for patiently and fairly watching all the movies and for giving their precious time and feedback. I want to thank our festival partners, Cover Drive Productions, Vigyan Prasar, CMS Vatavaran, Kids Cinema, We Care Film Festival, International Film Festival, our university partner, Adamas University, and our institutional partners, Indian Documentary Producers Association, Indian Academy of Shorts, New Delhi Film Foundation, and our media partners, The Pioneer and The Policy Times, for their constant support. CIFFI would not have been possible without the efforts and guidance of Professor Dr. Amrish Saxena and Dr. Vikrant Kishore, festival directors who led us constantly in organizing this festival. I would also like to extend my thanks to Festival Associate Director, Professor Dr. Susmita Bala, Head DME Media School, and all my team members who have helped us organize this team in various capacities. I also thank the management of DME for their continuous support. I must thank all our participants who have joined this session. Also, I request everyone present in the session to please fill the feedback form. The link is in the chat box. Please stay tuned for our next masterclass, which is on the topic Exploration of Mind and Relationships in Hindi Films by Dr. Namarta Joshi, Head Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Guru Nanak Dev University. Now I request Professor Dr. Amrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School, to kindly I request Professor
Hello.
Dr. Amrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School, to kindly give the closing remarks.
I think there's no need of my closing remark. Uh, mm, the way that, despite all technical snags and all the way things were explained by Nimish Kapoorji, uh, I think even if only few students get motivated to make some good scientific films on scientific issues, scientific environment, and more important, as Nivishji said, more important is that how can we pick up the subject for filmmaking, which are part of the popular science, and because that's the need of the hour. And this corona has re-established this particular fact that we need to understand these small issues, and we need to not only inform, but as filmmaker, as a student filmmaker or the teacher filmmaker, we need to pick up small issues on which not only the information is to be given, but sensitization is also to be. Sensitization is very important, like the kind of things which happened during this corona, that we wear the mask, keep the social distancing, keep hand washing and all. So on such small issues, some good small films can be made. So that should be approach of the students. And if we do this, because as educational institutions and media educators, media students, we have a social responsibility to do this all. If we know the art of the filmmaking, then we should make use of this art, this skill, to the betterment of the society. So I thank you, Namish Kapoorji, for sparing your valuable time despite your tight schedule, because you know that you are overburdened with organizing your film festival. So I thank you for all your precious time and for the knowledge that you have given to all the students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.